Who has ever heard of Philemon and Pelagia? Now, Pelagia, she is lying there, she is practically naked, where, behold, a great miracle. All her clothes fall off, and left to the brethren a sight which they beheld with astonishment. A whole circle of eager students, staring hopelessly and checking off. Shame and indignation in those wide, clear eyes. Pelagia rose to her full height, a naked woman with long hair. A woman more beautiful than had ever been. Very, very spectacular, sensational nude. She is just backed up against the altar, and her quivering limbs separate, and with one hand she clasped her sea cup. The other long arm was stretched upward, up her cunt. The long arm was half buried, her flesh quivering, and she has just achieved a moment of glory. In other words, she lets herself climax to vast cheering crowds. Hearing these things, the two monks came to see Pelagia, a sight which they beheld with astonishment. A pretty girl surrounded by a whole circle of eager students, all of them naked. I mean, I suppose it's almost as if she's just blown all of these people. Now, the monks, these young monks, after finding the body, and the two monks look at it and immediately realizes she is not only a harlot, but his long-lost sister. To make matters worse, she has just died. She was murdered. So that gives you an idea of the sort of picture Waldfield was generally known for. Now, Philemon becomes a monk, and Pelagia is still dead. So Philemon was very much opposed to church. He didn't like, he was very much opposed to oh God, my mind's going. Very much opposed to Christ. And he loves sex with women. And he loves sex with mothers and children, or sailors' wives. He loves sex with the consecrated virgins. Even if they are dead, he loves everything that wasn't Christianity. He is the Antichrist. So it is known that every night he prays for two women, both of them young, both of them beautiful, both of them naked, and both of them dead. Also, these two women, they are holding hands and beckoning for him to join them in an open grave, freshly dug in the sand. For in the open grave lay the corpse of a woman of exceeding beauty. Rather unusual, that, actually. I mean, normally when you have one normally thinks of embracing straightly as a brother and sister, and joining his lips to hers, and presumably he has just given her a little penis. So she embraces the small penis, which rose, springing up to her full height. It is of exceeding length and splendor. So he takes the penis, and it works several miracles. The balls emptied of their divine contents on her face, the sensational climax on her face. And an old monk comes to see him. The two monks cover the two bodies with semen, insulting the consecrated virgins. Whereupon the lions, savage and merciless and inhumanly butchered Pelagia, her long arm was torn from her body, and her flesh was scraped from her bones in a particularly gruesome way. She is dragged in this great seething mass of lions, and her quivering limbs were strewing the holy pavement to vast cheering crowds. So there you have it. Now, one final detail is that part of Egypt is overrun by marauding Goths, a cloud of vultures and obscene birds, and lions and fanatical priests on crack and heroin, plundering and burning. Oh God, my mind's going. Philemon's long-lost sister is stripped naked, dragged to the church, and inhumanly fucked by the lions. So Philemon is absolutely appalled. He knows that Hypatia is dead. His sister Pelagia is also dead. So forthwith, he sets out into the desert, broken-hearted. Later on, he is followed by a huge bloke with a huge penis, which is upright and unashamed, but had difficulty finding a Philemon's butthole. You've got two brothers fiercely contending. Philemon's butthole was stretched wide. It was a massive penis, just massive. And then there's the sensational climax scene on the face. But there's also scene in those wide, clear eyes. So he's could try harder, being the message there. And that's about all I have to say on the subject of Philemon and Pelagia, or Pelagia and Philemon, except to say that Pelagia is staring hopelessly after her parasol, which has fallen in. Philemon's stretched butthole. So it's a nice irony right at the end of